This shoot was actually quite light in terms of pre-production for the art department. Most of my time and effort went into making the posters for dressing the set. This relates to section PD9 of the Screen Skills NOS Breakdown and Production Design, Create Graphics for Productions. I think this process went quite well, and I managed to identify with most requirements in the list for performance criteria. For example, I successfully interpreted the design specifications and identified the style, which is K1. In this instance, for example, Alfie wanted posters that could blend into a classroom environment. I also successfully developed the graphic elements, P3, and stored them neatly so that they maintained their production quality, P5. As the posters were relatively easy to make, I was also successful at identifying my limitations, P2. However, for future productions, I might not have that ability or the skill set to make items myself. If that were the case, I would then have to consult other specialists and outsource my props and dressing. This might be done using professional artists, prop makers, or even students within USEN. In either situation, though, that would be another example of identifying my limitations. I also spent time sourcing materials and items for dressing, which you can see in segment PD6 here. Although this ultimately went well and everything was sourced in time for the shoot, I think I could certainly have been faster. Unfortunately, I was not great at taking prompt action or meeting production deadlines. For example, it would have been useful and definitely more professional to provide at least major props on the camera testing days to help with blocking. So, although I'm happy with all the props that I used, and I certainly understood the dressing requirements, which you can see in K1, due to the lack of planning, I had to source spare props on the day, which I will definitely avoid in the future. In terms of the traffic light system, then I would label this as an orange scale. In terms of improvement, though, I would say I fell short mostly with my pre-production. Although I knew what was needed and I consulted with the director face-to-face, I didn't review or record the key information, which could definitely impact other crew members. I understand this. If somebody needs to look at my documents and they're not there, that could hold up production. This would fall under section PD2 of the NOS breakdown, which is determining production requirements for design. Again, I personally knew what I was doing, but I didn't notify others when my designs changed, and I didn't upload a script breakdown. This is definitely a skill that I have improved over the term, and as this is my first project, you will see that over the website. But still, I would say pre-production is a red tier skill for me at the moment, and it's my biggest area in need of improvement.